Well, yay, 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 and hello. Happy New Year. It's the first Monday of the year, and we're back in full color. Oh, there's so much new. New look, new me, new everything. Are you ready for the shift? Because it's coming. Welcome to Joyful Mondays, because every Monday we'll be coming to you with a new Joyful Monday. And it'll be different, and it'll be always interesting, exciting, intriguing, and all those other beautiful adjectives for you, because we're all about making sure that you are in the loop for all of this that's coming in 2025. Can you believe it? Oh my God. It is time for a shift. In fact, that's why I gave it the name Enlightenment and Awareness, Awakening to you, to your style, to what you're all about. That's what we're going to be talking about. And it's a never ending conversation, right? 2024 was very interesting. It was a fascinating year. And you know, every year, because I'm a wordsmith, for all the good reasons, I pray, as Momsy would say, that the word was, I discovered after I thought it was authentic, but that was 2023. This time around, it's all about polarization. Woohoo! And we're going to talk a little bit about that. My friends, the work that I do here is as a leadership and signature style specialist, and also an executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. But the heartbeat is for supporting those who want to and are still interested in style. There's so much we can say about style. You could almost say it's passe now and people don't care. The casual has taken over. And who cares? It's like those people who are a bit on the side, and I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be me. I just want to be me. I love that because I think it's really interesting. Being me is what it has to be all about. Yet, what we want to be is the best of who we are, knowing who we are in the process of discovery. As a young girl, one of the plays that I liked, really all of them, but my favorite was As You Like It. Maybe it was a title and then the story and everything at at 13 years old or whatever age I was at the time. Because there was a quote in there that just spoke to me. And I'm going to start off before I go into a lot of things that we're going to be talking about, sharing it with you. Shakespeare, As You Like It. And either you love it or you don't. As one of the few young girls in the class, I was probably the only one who got a kick out of Shakespeare. Everybody else said, are you kidding? Can't be real. But one of my favorite quotes, he said that everyone is in and on the stage at one time in life. And all the world is a stage. That's what he said. And all the men and women merely players. They, meaning we, have our exits and we have our entrances. And one man in his lifetime plays many, many parts. But don't you love that? It's kind of cute. It's kind of funny because there's a lot of wisdom behind it. There's a little bit of humor. There's everything involved with that. Sometimes, well, most times that's what Shakespeare brought to us. But that's what we're all here to be about, to learn who we are and what we're about. And when it comes to my role here and mission, I've had a lot of time to think about a lot of things over the past month or so with the little hiatus that we took. And what I'm going to be about now, in a different way, but the same, but just a different take, calling forth those who are ready for this shift, because it's coming, it's here. And that shift is getting to know at the core, heart, and soul of you who you hear and what your mission and your gift, calling, and purpose is all about. So I'm calling the light beings, the light workers, the light keepers, oh my God, the gatekeepers, the wayshowers, the star seeds, so many names. They're just names. But it simply means that you are among the change makers. And you care about any and every part of your essence and being, because you realize that you're an example for many, many others. And sometimes, my friends, I'm starting with this because over the past few years, I have felt this sense among us as women, and this is for men and women, because this is Joyful Monday. It's not Leading Ladies, even though, remember, the divine, masculine and feminine is always at play, always. But one of the things that comes up a lot in today's casual mode when it comes to fashion and style, presence, your appearance, your image, is that you can be a little shallow if you take the time to show up as your best self, especially when you're out and about. I'm not talking about running to the supermarket and going to the gym and everything, even though now people are wearing gym clothes out in the street. That's another saga we talk about later at another time. But shallow, no. If you care about who you are, why you're here, and you really know that there's a mission involved for you, then you want to be sure and assured that you're doing everything you can to be the best of you. And I think that's admirable. I don't think there's anything shallow about that. I used to start off the Joyful Mondays and the Leading Ladies with quotes, changing it around a little bit. Change is good. Transitioning from one something to another. I think it's good. Maybe some people don't. But I came across something else, because I'm always doing my own research, edifying and everything, that I don't know if many of you, most of you, I'm sure, and I'm talking generations, the young, the middle, and the elder, and so on, the seniors, which I'm happy to be one. But Dr. Zeus, just somewhere on the telly listening as I'm working here, I heard this and I said, boy, that's so powerful. And it's good to get this into a kid's head at a young age. He said that this was for a birthday greeting. And this birthday greeting, if you don't chuckle, if you don't giggle, if you don't laugh at this, then I don't know. Because it really speaks to a lot of truth about us. And he said, today you are you. Today and every day, I'm adding. That is truer than true. Are you laughing? There is no one alive who is truer than you. And for me, it was great because I like the way he used words, truer. When you look in the dictionary, I bet they say, ooh, there's no such word. And from my heart to your heart, that resonates, doesn't it? There's no one alive who is truer than you. Now, you can phrase that in so many different ways, and you can say that there are others who are this, that, or the other, and the copy, the emulate, the covet. Those days are gone, especially for women. And what we're going to be talking about today, briefly, we're going to be talking about style, signature style, your special style. Some people say personal style. I prefer the word signature. We're going to be talking about briefly, because there's something exciting that I'm going to be announcing to you at the reset. Body shapes, they are major. Can't get around it, because if you don't know the body shape, then there's issues there that you deal with. And I don't buy into this. I don't care. What does it matter? Who cares? That's so flippant and so easy to express. I don't think it really resonates. I don't think it says anything much. And when we talk about your fashion preferences, well, you don't know what fits that body best until you are aligned with that body shape. I mean, knowing it, the good, the bad, and the so-so. There is no ugly, but there's a lot of so-so that you want to know how to work with. And then we talk about color. And I will present to you a little bit later a color quiz, which you can take, which is a beginning seed to knowing a little bit more about what's best for you. And then we're going to be talking about accessories, which never end. Head to toe, top to bottom, hair to shoes. And it covers a wide gamut of everything. It's a never-ending conversation. And yet, accessories contingent upon you can be very different and varied. Not everybody can wear the long dangling earrings. Not everybody can wear the button earrings. And then all the different styles. There's so much more than just buying something pretty. But our conditioning, programming, and the sexualizing, how we've been objectified. I'm talking about men and women, but especially women, and marginalized. We, you and me, all of us, this is about change. This is about a shift. And it's alive and it's working. It's well. And maybe you don't like the label a cosmic change maker. Maybe that doesn't appeal to you, but somewhere, something inside of you will resonate with what that means. Maybe you don't even like the words light being, light keeper, light worker, way shore. Maybe you don't like earth angel, all of those words, but I'm reaching out to these because we, you, me, all of us, we are the premier examples of what can be, no matter what generation you're in. And the more you intake, partake, and become a part of this awakening, the better off you're going to be. I had someone say to me the other day, we all do a lot of networking. We do a lot of on the Zoom and on the phone, mainly more Zoom than maybe phone calls. I don't know. I guess it depends on the individual. Yet, she brought a very fascinating question to me, because maybe some of you have heard me say that I like to think that I'm a leadership and style, signature style specialist. And in being so, someone said to me once in love, they weren't being critical, but they were sharing it with me in love, that I do a lot of preaching. And I love that. Even when it was said to me, because it resonated what they were saying. And then I said, of all the things I want to be, it's not to be a preacher. I have nothing against preachers. I was born and raised in the church, Southern Baptist Methodist Church. Yet, when she said that, I said, well. So it got the wheels to turn. And I started thinking, because I'd heard minister of this, minister of that, minister blah, blah. And I said, you know what? I'm going to name and label myself when it comes to style and fashion and how we show up as a minister of enlightenment, awareness, and awakenings. Yes, indeed, I did. And I did this because many of us, and another friend, I'm all about friendship. I'm all about community. And I'm all about sharing. It's all one and the same. Said that it's time for many of us to reset. I love that word because I like the prefix re, pre, and so on. But the reprogramming, the reconditioning, the everything that we have to do, it's up to us. Nobody can do it for us. But yet, here is the clicker. No matter what your gifts and talents are, we need each other. I wouldn't be here before you without a team. And even though you might be very gifted and very polished and poised in certain arenas, others you will need support. You will need guidance. And if you're open, you can take the criticism in love. So this friend said to me, I didn't forget, I should say. I did segue, but I didn't forget. She said, well, what's the difference between a preacher and a minister? And I said, wow, that's a fascinating question. No one's ever asked me that before. So I did what I'm going to ask you to do. And I want your input on it. Get to the dictionary and get back to me with what you think the difference is, because I came up with a very clear, precise definition of what I think it is. Maybe you won't feel the same. Now, that said, I ended here with accessories. And so I'm going to take a quick little reset and introduce a few things to you. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about accessories and fabrics and share with you a little bit more information about the shift that's coming. And today I'm talking about style and fashion predominantly for women. But don't forget, every a gentleman out there, nobility, honor, loyalty. These are the men you look for. They are aware of this. And so they're looking and seeking you too. So that said, let's take a quick little reset here. And by the way, before I do that even, know that for the next 3 weeks, I have featured guest speakers coming on for each of the shows, for Joyful Mondays and for leading ladies. I just, being me, wanted to open up each of them, Joyful Monday and Leading Ladies this week, with me, because I want you to get a feel more of me with my new everything, new glasses, new look, new hairstyle, everything. That said, let's take a quick little reset, and I want to introduce you to, as I always do, Leading Ladies, Leading Legacies. And if you're a Jen out there and you have a lady, invite her to join this group. This is a great community of women who are all about sharing their vision, mission, and purpose, because this is what, for me, unity and community is all about. And it doesn't mean that we all have to be about the red carpet, the runway, lifetime achievement awards, and all of that. No, it means that we care enough to show up. Now, somebody said to me, well, you seem to like dressing. I said, yes, I like to dress, because everything on Facebook and the other sites, social media sites, I'm not really interested in what you had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And all the time, not every now and then, but all the time where you went. No. But I also want to invite you, if you haven't, to take this quiz, because color was another segment that I wanted to speak to you about. Color is prime. And until you really get to know your colors, take this quiz. It'll give you good insight. And then if you have that insatiable curiosity, as I have, you're going to want to know more. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Next, we have a webinar coming up, and you do not want to miss this. Style power. You know that power, equality, and femininity are my key base words that I use in everything. Equality and power go hand in hand, and especially with femininity today, because we're changing things. So we're talking about style power with joy. It's February the 11th at 3 p.m. and you will not want to miss it. It's free, and I'll be giving you many, 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 many more tips, value, and things that inside secrets, priceless, that you can't get in the store. The shop lady is not going to tell you, and the shopping online, they want you to buy any, every, and all things. And because we like pretty new, popular, trendy, we do, most of us, we start off that way. But you will become the master of you. And so take a note, take a screenshot, and join us there. You won't regret it. I promise you that. How time flies. Let's talk about, again, accessories. Accessories somewhat, and the key word here is somewhat, like color, one has to align with you. What do you like? Leaves, animals, pearls? What type of gems or jewels? What color family are you in? What style fits best for you? Pens, earrings, shoes, all of that is aligned with knowing all of those things about you. And one of the things that I do with you is give you a personal checklist that you speak to what you love about your body. I mean, love, whatever that might be. And usually it's 3 to 5 things that you absolutely, I love the expression ape over, because I love monkeys. But what are you absolutely wild about? That could become part of your accessory groupings, whatever you do. And some people don't even like jewelry. I'm a jewelry, I don't use the word, but you know what I mean, because that's just me, but not everybody. You want to be and find what works for you. And then fabrics, well, today fabrics are major. I have a beautiful client who said to me, I don't like polyester. I don't want anything to do with polyester and all of this Spanx and leggings and all of this. I don't want anything. I said, I understand. I get it. Yet there are fabrics today with all of us who are moving around more, sitting and standing and moving more than we did in the back days. Back in the day. Oh, I love back in the day. I watched a movie the other night. Can't think of the name of the movie. Something about the professional cook. It was back in the day when they had the big mansions and the houses and the nobility, and then the people. It was somewhat like downstairs, upstairs. The dress code blew me away, because when they pumped up the boobies, to speak of, and showed them out, and the holding in the corsets and all of that, how things have changed, right? I know, I'm not asking, And it has to be my truth, doesn't have to be yours. That's why leggings, jeggings, Spanx, tights, sweatpants, jogger pants, that's why they're so popular. Because they're comfortable and they're made in fabrications that will spread and do what you want them to do. Yet, it wasn't meant for everyday wear, for every occasion. And that's what we're going to change, you and me. Because that body beautiful, where you start off with the body shape, it is going to align with what works best for it. And you've read about this and you've heard about that, and you go here to the, I call it Dr. YouTube and Mr. and Mrs. Google and all of these different platforms that you can go to and research and edify what you want to do. They're going to remain and get to be even larger. AI is just taking over. And you can almost tell, one of my many beautiful, handsome mentors said, you can tell if it's your writing or if it's AI, because your essence has to come through. So you have to, or as my friend would say, stop saying, you're invited to ask AI to stay in your lane, to use your wording and your verbiage, kick it up a notch, but not to use what everybody else is using. That's not original. That's not a signature. That doesn't speak to you, your greatness, gift, and genius. And that's what you want. Or maybe you don't. And let me just share this with you, because I think this is major. I think we all need to know this. Not everyone wants to be stylish, elegant, pulled together, poised. Yet you can be that in the casual mode when you accept the beauty of you. And this is what we have put too far on the back burner. If you're a professional and you, like the eagle, want to soar and rise, climb into the greatness, the craft and the gift that you were given, then you care. I get the expression, who cares? What does it matter? Yeah, I get that. And every now and then it fits, but not when it comes to you and your presence, the image that you present in group settings, when you're wanting to make your mark, so to speak. You want to stand there and for people to see you, because don't we all want to be seen, heard, and valued? But how? But you cannot, or you are asked not to, when you begin to evolve and awake, to be judgmental. Because you see, I see, we all see, but nobody wants to speak to anything because the sensitivity is so great. So you don't want to say anything because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Well, aren't we here, Earth School, to grow, to learn, to expand our love, awareness, compassion, empathy, and all of that? I think we are. I think we are. That's just my belief. I'm asking you to share yours with me because I like the I see, you see, we all see. That's my original. I think it comes from Dr. Zeus somewhere as well. I'm regressing. But it's all well and good when you are, I think this maybe started with Casual Friday, and then, God forbid, way after Casual Friday, when pandemic hit, we all more or less working in the Zoom, in the box, doing a lot of phone calls. It's just the top from the waist up, and we forget about the bottom half. But you know, you feel different when the bottom half is dressed as well. There's a YouTube video where they had this guy come on, and he's all dressed with the suit jacket and the tie and everything on the top. And then when he got up to move, forgetting about the camera, he had on his boxer shorts, and you could just see the legs. It was funny. It was funny to me, but I don't know what point he was making because I was going through the dial, so to speak, doing my own edifying and researching. But here's what we, you, me, all of us, we're going to be about changing. When you're working, because when you're here in this box, we get it. We understand. But when you get ready to go out that door to a networking event or to meet someone, hopefully you know how to show up. And even though the days of the red carpet dress and all of that 3-4 hours in makeup, and makeup I love, and I used to wear a lot of it, I don't have the time for it anymore. And I bet probably you don't either. The time it takes to slap on that eye makeup, which is beautiful when it's done right. I have nothing against it. I wish I could make the time to do it, but I don't. And that's why, in conjunction, one of the reasons I wear glasses, and the darker they get because of the eye issues. But the point is, be you. Be the best you. Don't compromise. Don't settle into that mediocrity, the sameness. Just because everybody else is doing it, you're doing it. Find out the fabrics, the styles, the colors, the accessories, and the things that work for you best. And with all this information on everybody's different, maybe I'm not the person you want, but I tell you with all heart and soul, connected. I don't judge, but I see and I know when it's right. And it doesn't have to be old school. It can be new. It can be now. One of the gifts is that the blending of the old with the new is a gift, a given. And even though there's a lot out here today that you say, but if you like it, it's knowing how to assemble, how to adorn and put it together for you where it showcases you in the best way. That's all that style, fashion is about. And as much as I am entertained and educated through the fashion and style industry, the entertainment industry, and the communications industry, my friends, let me share with you, I say it in love, and I'll say it more than once. I am repetitive with a reason behind it. All three, in so many ways, have dropped the ball. Because of the sensitivity and not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings, they're all a little wobbly now, a little wonky, and wanting for something. Because all of us as human beings, we all of us, some of us can't even admit it, we need to be able to rise, climb, and soar. And if we're around the sameness all the time, and the sameness that's in the mediocrity, we don't grow. We don't advance. And even though I now know that it's not about your outer appearance, it's much more than that. But it begins with going inside and having emanate from the outside what's there. It's that thing that friend said to me, it's resetting. Like when you were a little child running through the playground with no cares in the world, and everything was wonderful, and you were wonderful, and you were light, and you were free. That's what you want. And that's what, once you get more connecting with the inner and the outer, so that they are merged and blend and meld together. If you are in leadership, and I leave you with this power, it's one of my favorite words, because we as women, and men too, but men have always had the power. We don't blame them. Let's not blame them. But we as women, it's time for us to step up to the plate, take the ball and throw it. But heart and center and core connected, because otherwise you'll be about judging, and you'll be doing the power thing as men, most of them who have not been the best leaders. And I leave it at that because I'm not throwing judgment. And when we talk on Wednesday, I'll share a little bit more with you about individuals and style and how it comes and why it's important. Image, appearance, it matters. And it doesn't have to be red carpet. It can be your look, your image, but it's polished, it's pulled together, even in the casual mode. So my friends, the time flies. It's over. Remember, there's no one alive who is truer than you. Just end with that. And I'm sending you from my heart to yours. Much, much love. Always. Be and stay well. And let's make 2025 the best year ever for all of us. Much love, my friends. Cheers.